Good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is part 3 of our teaching that we're doing on the prophesied name of the Mashiach, of the Messiah, and what his name would be. We shared in our first teaching about the fact that in Zechariah or Zechariah Yahu chapter 6, starting in verse 11 and going down through verse 13, the name of the Mashiach is revealed through Yahuah declaring that they were to take silver and gold and make crowns and set them upon the head of Yahusha. Now the English translation says Joshua. Of course we know that Joshua is just an English wording that we use. It's not even an accurate transliteration of the Hebrew words there. The Hebrew words there, and by the way, they're actually the Hebrew letters there that you'll find without vowel points. In the original text, Hebrew interlinear text, if you can actually go to your Blue Letter Bible transliteration in this verse here of Zechariah chapter 6 verse 11, and if you use the Blue Letter Bible on your computer there, it actually has a feature on it. You can click on it where it would take the vowel points off the actual Hebrew text. So you'll see that the name of the prophesied Mashiach is actually spelled with five letters there, and they're the Yod, the Hey, the Uah. Now this is the ancient Hebrew. You'll see the modern Hebrew, but I don't have the modern Hebrew here with me to show you. Excuse me, the letters. But these are the 5 letters that in modern Hebrew that they're different, but they're basically the same letters that give you the pronunciation of the Mashiach's name is Yahusha. Now with vowel points, it changes it to Yahushua. And see, that's where a lot of confusion comes in, because people don't realize that the Strong Concordance is a good reference or starting point, but it's not totally without error free, and especially in the fact is that he translates many of the names, Hebrew names, using the modern Hebrew, which has been corrupted in the fact that modern Hebrew is a blend of Aramaic and Hebrew. And because of the vowel points that they used in the Masoretic text around certain names were changed, and the way that they were pronounced were changed. That's why you get that's why there's so much confusion about the pronunciation of the Mashiach's name, because you see all these variant spellings or pronunciations as Yeshua, Yahushua, Yehoshua, and I can't even remember all the different ones that are out there. But that's why there's so much confusion, and and Yahuah is not the author of confusion. So there was a standard way that these letters were pronounced in ancient Hebrew before the Masoretic text came along and changed the way that these words or names were pronounced. But let me continue reading here. It talks about the fact that they would take silver and gold, this is verse 11, and set it upon the head of Yahusha, the son of, and of course the English translation of my Bible says Josedek, but actually there's no J in ancient Hebrew, or in modern Hebrew for that matter. But the word actually here in Hebrew is Yahusadek. Now, I didn't have, when I shared with you the first time, the Hebrew number for Yahusadek. Now you'll find this in your concordance is Hebrew number 3136. The first part of the name Yahusadek is the 3 letters Yahu, which is the 3 of the 4 letters of Yahuah, our Creator's name. Now Yahusadek, the actual word itself means is that Yahuah is righteous, or our righteousness. And you'll find this as you look this up. It may say in your, see, this is where you'll see like the translation here is Jehovah is our righteousness. Jehovah is not the name of our Creator. So again, how they arrived at that is a whole other teaching. But Yahusadek is the way that this name was pronounced, which is Yahuah is our righteousness. Notice that they were to place silver and gold and make crowns. This is all symbolic or a foreshadowing of the coming Mashiach. And they were to place it upon the head of Yahusha, the son of Yahusadek. Notice it doesn't say the son of Nun, like Yahusha, the son of Nun, or Joshua, as you would know it in your English translation, the son of Nun. He's not. This is not the person it's talking about. It's talking about Yahusha, the son of Yahusadek, not the son of Nun. So that's why when you're studying this out, you'll find out that Joshua or Yahusha, the son of Nun, his name was changed after Babylonian captivity. You'll find that certain books in the Tanakh that were written after the Babylonian captivity, that they changed and shortened the name of Yahusha. And who told them to do that, by the way? I mean, Yahuah certainly didn't tell them to do that, but they shortened or changed the name of Joshua to Yeshua. That's why that you see this attachment or corruption of the Mashiach's name as Yeshua, because it was shortened or changed after Babylonian captivity. And but again, the name of the Mashiach name, well, see, they had one and the same name, but they weren't one and the same persons. And the name, even though Yahusha is the name of the prophesied Mashiach right here, he is the son of Yahuah. I mean Yahusadek, not the son of Nun. So, because they changed the name of Joshua or Yahusha, the son of Nun, after Babylonian captivity, and you see all these variant spellings or pronunciations, like I said, Yeshua or Yahushua, and all these other names, that is not the name of the prophesied Mashiach that was to come. The prophesied name of the Mashiach that was to come is Yahusha. Now, when you look up, when you look up and you go back and you look up the word, the Hebrew, or the word here, English word Joshua, in your Strong's Concordance, it's going to refer you to the Hebrew number 3091. Now, this is again where a lot of confusion comes in about the pronunciation of being Yahushua as opposed to Yahusha. Which is it? It can't be both. It can't be Yahushua and it can't be Yahusha both. It's got to be either one of them. Well, if you search this out, you'll find out where the error is and where the mistake is. You'll find out that first of all, to understand that the word, actually it says, if you look up the word Yahushua, 3091, let me find that where I left that. You'll find that it tells you that it's from the etymology. That means the actual study, the root of the word itself is made up of the Hebrew number 3068, which again is the Father's name, Yahuah. So then it says, and the Hebrew number 3467. Well, 3467 is not Shua, it's Yasha. So there's a mistake right here. This shows you clearly an error right here, where it says that the root of Yahushua is from Hebrew number 3068, which is Yahuah, and then from Hebrew number 3467, which is the Hebrew word Yasha, which if you look up and understand what Yasha means salvation, deliverer. See, Shua doesn't mean salvation, deliverance, or savior. It means, if you look up the Hebrew number Shua, it's just the Hebrew number 7768 or 7769. Shua means to cry out. It doesn't mean savior or salvation. But see, that's where most people are confused. And that's why most people, I say most, there are a lot of, the truth is being revealed and people are beginning to dig deeper. You know, when I first began to study and understand, I mean, there was times when I first got to a certain level of my study, first of all, I thought the name of the Creator was Yahweh. Well, I had not done enough research. I had done a certain amount of research. I began to understand the name wasn't Lord and it wasn't God and it wasn't these other names that were corrupted. But I began to arrive at a point where I thought his name was Yahweh. But see, I didn't study enough. I didn't go deep enough to really dig it out to find out his name is Yahuah. Well, it was the same with the Mashiach's name, or the Messiah's name. My first understanding was, I knew his name wasn't Jesus, because I knew that had been corrupted, that had been changed through the process. And then my first arrival at a certain point, I thought it was Yahushua, because that's what it says. And if you look up Hebrew number 3091, you'll see it's Yahushua, and will tell you that's the name of Joshua. And again, Joshua had the same name as the Mashiach, as far as the way it was pronounced, Yahusha, until it was corrupted and changed after Babylonian captivity and shortened to Yeshua and so forth. But again, I had not done my deep enough search or study. And then once I came across and found out that really Shua does not mean salvation. It actually, again, if you look it up, you'll find that it means, to cry out. The word for salvation, there can't be two words. It can't be, the word actually, from the root. You have to go to the root to find out what the original, word for salvation. And actually, it'll give you the Hebrew number 3467. Those three letters make up the sheen, the shan, the ayin. Excuse me. The yud, the yod is the yod for the yasha, yah. And then the shane and the ayin, or the ain, would give you yasha. Those are the three letters which make up again yasha, Hebrew number 3467. But the root of the actual word yasha is two letters, which is the shane and the ayin, or the ain. Shah is the root of yasha. You add the yud or the yod if you wanted to use that, like for they save, or he saves. The yod is placed in front of the shah in order to give you different meaning to the actual root word, which is the shah part, the shane and the ayin, or the ain. I keep saying shane. I mean the modern and the ancient Hebrew. I'm trying to make both pronunciation of these letters, and I hope I'm not confusing you there. But anyway, that's why people sometimes refer to the Mashiach as Yahushua, because they really haven't done enough study to find this out. And I say that in love. I'm not saying this to be critical of anyone. Like I said, that was the way I thought his name was pronounced for a good long time, until I really began to do more study and more research, and had to admit I had made a mistake. His name is really what was pronounced Yahusha, and that's the way that the Hebrew, that his name would have been pronounced in that day, and should be pronounced today. So, with that said, we'll pick back up here on our next session, and we'll get more into this. And again, I hope you're being blessed. Let me know out there that you are, if you are, and that's always an encouragement to me. And I thank you for your time. Shalom, or shalom, as the reason why I say it both ways, shalom or shalom. Shalom is the ancient way that it was pronounced, because of the uah letter is not, in ancient Hebrew did not have the O sound that you see in modern Hebrew today. But regardless, it's good to be with you, and I look forward to our time next time together. Thank you.